Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to my much anticipated Let's Play of Shovel Knight. Let's get this party started. Actually, as you can see, I had recorded this once before, but I had audio problems, so let's delete that second playthrough and start over. We will still name it LP for Let's Play. If I knew my alphabet, that'd be wonderful. Alright, so I'm quite new to this whole YouTube thing, and also to Let's Playing in general, so hopefully I don't disappoint. Long ago, the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. Of all heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. But their travels together ended at the Tower of Fate, when a cursed amulet wrought a terrible magic. When Shovel Knight awoke, the tower was sealed and Shield Knight was gone. His spirit broken, a grieving Shovel Knight went into a life of solitude. But without champions, the land was seized by a vile power, the Enchantress and her Order of No Quarter. Now the tower is unsealed and devastation looms. A new adventure is about to begin. This game is such a brain-melting journey down nostalgia lane. Look how gorgeous this pixel art is. So for those of you that don't know, if I'm not mistaken, this game is created by a new studio called Yacht Club Games, who were composed of ex-members of larger studios. They went off to form their own thing. And it kind of makes you wonder, that had to have been some crazy talk over, hey, we just formed a brand new studio. We need a new IP to call our own. How in the world are we going to top everything we've collectively done in the past? And some guy in the back was just, I don't know, being that one annoying kid in the back of class that was waving his arm around, waiting for his chance to speak. And he's like, hey guys, how about we make a game with a knight? But, I mean, that's been done before, so instead of a sword, let's have him dig up dirt. And they're like, oh my god, that's brilliant. Thus, Shovel Knight was born. At least that's how I think. I would like to think it happened. I mean, who knows? So, these right here are checkpoints. Pay close attention to how this one has angel wings around it. We cannot destroy it. That will become important later on. And I'll explain that as we get to it. Or you know what? I'll explain it right now. Basically, later on, you can destroy the checkpoints for money. The closer those checkpoints are to the boss and obviously further into the level, the more money they're worth. Which is great because money pretty much rules this game. It is a direct reflection, if you will, of how powerful your character is in terms of upgrades and health and magical abilities and whatnot. But it comes at a cost. Since you've destroyed the checkpoint, if you die, you don't get to respawn at that checkpoint. For example, if you've destroyed them all, like I plan on doing in this Let's Play, you'll have to start at the very beginning of the level. So keep that in mind. Hopefully, I don't have too much trouble. I'm sure there's a level in particular I tend to fall down pits and die a lot. So I'm hoping I don't do it too much. Otherwise, you'll see me replaying the beginning of the level over and over and over again. Oh, these slimes get me every time. I forget. Now, I've only got about halfway through this game. So the first part of it should go pretty smoothly, considering I've done it before. Afterwards, I'll be kind of treading new waters. We'll see how that goes. Oh, that musical sheet over there. Ta-da! We're going to be turning these into the Bard in town for money. And I think there's a feat or an achievement or whatever for collecting all of them, even if that's not your thing, if you're not a completionist. At least know that by getting them, you will be getting cash. So there's still an incentive for everybody out there. Which is cool. I mean, I'm personally very much a trophy or an achievement type person, depending on what platform you're talking about. But I understand that not everyone is, and that's cool. You see this little nub here on the wall? That's your visual cue that there is a secret there. So if you see those, go for it. And actually, now that I think about it, take that principle to real life. If you ever go and you see like a nub or a nipple looking thing on the wall, just punch it. There may be $200 behind it for all you know. But I'm not responsible if you get in trouble. There's a disclaimer that you have to give. Oh, a big turkey. That fills up our life. Thank you very much. Another checkpoint. Still can't destroy it yet. No big problem. No big deal at all. I don't know why, but pogoing around is so much fun. Just like in DuckTales, it's great. I love it. Speaking of things I love about this game, how about that music? I believe the composer for the original Mega Man series did the music for this game, and wow, it is incredible. I remember being a young kid in the Super Nintendo days, and I'm going to expose a very embarrassing story about myself, but I can remember being in my room, not feeling like playing the game, but really wanted to hear the music, particularly Spark Mandrill's level from Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo. I would start the level and just let the music play and like sit there and jam out. It was my very own MP3 player of the 1990s. And this game kind of invokes some of those same emotions. I just can't help but tap my foot or kind of nod my head. I'm like, man, this is so good. Now, I got that secret there because I already knew it was there, but your cue would have been when you climb up the other ladder over there, you would see this chest and be like, huh, how do I get there? And so, yeah, there's no nub on this wall that I broke through, but yeah, that's how you'd know. Another checkpoint. I'll take it. Now, this level is pretty simple. It's a tutorial level. So the boss of this level is relatively simple as well. The game does get quite a bit more difficult, I should say, towards the end. So we'll see how much we struggle. Also, I'm recording this at 1080p, and I'm doing a new setup with OBS, and I'm trying to record at 60 FPS for two reasons. One, I want to see how YouTube handles it since now it is supported, and number two, on this game in particular, when you get hit by an enemy, there's an animation of you kind of just flashing for a second, like that. If you record this in 30 FPS, it just, the way it syncs up, it captures every other frame, and by that I mean the frames you're invisible. So after you get hit, people watching your video, your Let's Play, you'll literally not be able to see Shovel Knight for a couple of seconds. So it's a little disorienting. So I found that in my testing before I started this Let's Play, recording in 60 FPS does fix that problem. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, we'll just ignore it. Just know that it's better this way. Let you see all the actions. Let's hop over here for another secret. So, a little background on me since I am new to YouTube and Let's Playing in general. I'm a huge fan of, well, almost all games actually, but in particular independent games because I'm actually a semester and a half away from getting my bachelor's in computer science, software engineering, and I'm actually in a gaming program here at the University of Houston, Victoria in Texas. So one of my big dreams is to someday be an independent developer. Pause. Black Knight says, I knew you'd show your face sooner or later, the cerulean coward. Turn back, Shovel Knight. There's nothing here for you anymore. Stand aside, Black Knight. I've no quarrel with you. I must return to the Tower of Fate. Your time away has dulled your senses, can't you see? This entire valley has been conquered by the Enchantress, and her invincible knights of the Order of No Quarter stand between you and the tower. But none of that matters, because anyone after the Enchantress has to go through me. Steal thy shovel! So very, very, very simple tutorial boss fight. He pretty much mimics all of your attacks. He does have a projectile attack that you can deflect back at him, and if he does it, I'll show you. And he wears those shoes from the Sandlot that lets him run faster and jump higher, so he does outperform you. Oh, as you can see. And sometimes he'll just sit there and spam that one move and kind of wrecks me. But as I was saying, I do want to get my feet wet, if you will, in the development industry, working for a large studio, because I know that education, it teaches you a lot, but you tend to learn far more from others, especially in the field. So my dream in the end is to someday be able to work with a small studio and have more creative freedom over what I do. So that's why I have a soft spot for indie games, because they're created by people who, generally speaking, followed their dreams. So I respect that. That's nice. So we made short work of the Black Knight, and by short work I mean he almost killed me. Shovel Knight is sleeping and has a vision or a dream of Shield Knight falling. Oh no, we must catch her. I like his little arms all out, like he's desperate to get her. Oops, didn't jump high enough. Oh well, I still caught her. Okay, so that's interesting. You can also dig up your campfire for money. Just FYI. Also guys, whenever you see this, if you would like to, let me know how my audio balance is coming out. If my voice is too loud, is the game audio too loud, is it okay? That's really helpful, especially for someone like myself starting out. Halt! No weapons! We have enough to worry about lately without everyone swinging swords around. Oh, haha, that's no weapon, just a shovel. You may enter then, and don't forget, press up to talk to everyone. I'm not sure I'll talk to everyone, but I know who's important. This guy, the bard. Hail, traveler, I'm but a simple bard, but I have a big problem. I've lost all my music sheets. My entire repertoire lays scattered across the land. If you ever find a music sheet, return it to me and I shall reward you handsomely. Whoa, you have 2 music sheets. Magnificent. Take 500 gold for each? Yes, sir. Wonderful. Let's see here. Oh, you found Strike the Earth. Ah, Ostinato Trumpet Triplets. Is there anything you can't render into pure magic? Now that I have this music sheet, I can perform it for you anytime. Just ask. So yeah, the bard gives you money. You can unlock achievements, or feats as they're called in-game, but Steam achievements. But also he will play the music for you if you want, if you happen to like a particular song, and it'll replace the town over music or whatever you want to call it, if I'm not mistaken. Let's talk to this guy, the Goatician. Ah, decisions. Should I extend my magic or health, or just eat a tin can? Why not buy my meal ticket and help narrow my options? Sure, pal. 1,000 gold for a meal ticket. Sounds reasonable enough. Let's buy it. And now you notice this guy up here who is called the, drumroll, he's dancing, gastronomer. A meal ticket? Hand it to me. I'll get to work on my best recipe. I'll dazzle your palate in no time or less, so bon appetit and pardon the mess. So if you look up top of the screen, I have 4 red circles that represent my health. This is going to increase it to 5. So that's a permanent increase in health. Now this woman, let's talk to her. The Magicist. What more use out of your relics? Oh, and by the way, relics are your items or spells. They're just generally, it's a, I guess a blanket term would be they're all relics, but they all have different effects. Oh yes, of course. I can increase your maximum magic. Good. Oh, but no relics yet. What? I can't. You have to find some relics. Chester down the ladder. He always has the weirdest things. Wait, what was I doing? So apparently this woman gets confused easily, or she's trying to multitask, but she's letting us know she won't help us until we have a relic, but some lad named Chester down here will help us, and I'll show you where he's located. It's this guy over here in blue. You'll find him throughout levels in the game. He finds treasure. Think of it like Zelda. You go into a dungeon, you know, one level you may find the bow and arrow, or another level the boomerang. Well, he finds the stuff and then he sells it to you. So you don't get your upgrades unless you have money, hence why money's so important. Psst, hey, blue guy, you wouldn't believe the merchandise I've got for you today. Why not have a look? So right now he has the fishing rod, which we're going to buy. And let's talk to him again because I want to buy the other thing too. The Chaos Sphere, an orb of boundless combat potential. Let's buy it. Okay, so if you press select, here's your inventory. The fishing rod we'll use in a level later. The Chaos Sphere we'll select for now, and this is basically what it does. You throw these orbs, they bounce around and damage enemies for you. Also, you see this little I don't know what to call it, but these extra bricks on the wall here that look kind of out of place, that's a sign of a music sheet. And we'll talk to these other gentlemen in a little bit, probably the next episode. Also, over here to the left, behind here is a mini game area that we'll do probably next episode as well. I plan on doing 1 to 2 dungeons or levels per level, or per episode, excuse me. So anyway, now that we have some relics, let's talk to the Magicist again. Want more use out of your relics? Oh yes, of course. I can increase your maximum magic. Good. So for 1500 gold, which we don't have, we're close, but no. So let's hit done for now, and let me show you a couple of things. First off, if you notice up on top, I only have 18 magic power left, so it's not full. If you hit this sign, notice, oh look, free refills. Anyway, let's talk to the bard, give him the music sheets. Oh, you have a music sheet. Please accept 500 gold as a reward. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, you found the local happenstance. Last week I was Bard from the juice bar. What are you, some kind of bartender? Now that I have this music sheet, I can perform it for you anytime. Just ask. So now we have enough money to go back to the Magicist and upgrade our magic. Each time you upgrade, it goes up by 10, so we'll have 40 after this. Let's go ahead and buy it, and there we go, just like that. Let's continue exploring the town. I'll show you another couple of secrets. First off, if we jump on this milkmaid, sorry lady, she'll give you a boost to get up here. There's an easily missable chest here for some more money. And of course, I'm sure you've noticed the music sheet. There is another feat or achievement for if you play with this, I don't know what you want to call it, this little toy thing. If you keep it in the air without touching the ground for a certain amount of time, I'm just terrible at it. I can't figure it out. If anyone's ever done that, let me know. You see a strategy for it. But anyway, if you notice, if I shovel this up, this person just goes crazy. Wow, incredible! You really are Shovel Knight! Yes, I am. Kind citizen, carry on with your funky dancing. So I'm going to go turn in this music sheet back over to the bard. And then I think it's time to go hit up the next level before we end the episode. Oh, you have a music sheet. Please accept 500 gold as a reward. Yes. Wonderful. Let's see here. Oh, you found Pastoral. Having my music piped into shopping centers, I suppose it does pay the bills. Now that I have this music sheet, I can perform it for you anytime. Just ask. Will do. Alright, let's continue. I think for now we'll go do Pridemore Keep, the lair of the King Knight, and then we'll end the episode. The music here is so amazing. Alright, let's do this. Look at that beetle over there. Let's teach him a lesson, shall we? Huzzah! Oh, he trolled me. His gem fell down the pit. It's unfortunate. New enemy type, a jouster. Boop. Also, interesting note about these jouster enemies, it's kind of cool. If you get them to hit a wall like that, they will kill themselves. And I believe they can collide with each other if there's two of them, which that may actually be important later on. And as you saw just right there, enemies do respawn, but the second time you kill them, they don't give you money. So you can't, you know, go into a level and just sit there and walk back and forth and farm a bunch of gold. Which is why I'm sure they did it that way. Ah, and also, below me there inside this pit, you see that sparkling stuff? That's the sign that you can fish. So let's do that. The rewards vary for fishing, but you'll probably see, yes, here, a goldfish or bass worth 350 gold. That's one of the most common ones. There are others, which we'll probably see in the near future. But it is worth your time because 350 gold, if you'll see in a moment, I believe that's more gold than I get for destroying the very first 1 or 2 checkpoints. Not combined, but, you know, each one on their own. Which still, I mean, for like little to no work and definitely no risk like the checkpoints are, fishing's a good idea. If you want to do a run where you don't destroy checkpoints, fishing's another great way to pad the bank. So let's kill that guy with his own bullets. And see here, there's no little nub on the wall, but there's a little shield or emblem. That's also a sign of a hidden wall. Ah, first checkpoint. Notice no angel wings around it. Now we can destroy it for, looks what, about 210 gold, it seemed like. So 210 gold for the first checkpoint. And I believe the amount will increase as we move along. And hopefully I don't die and have to start all over. That would just be crazy. If we ever get to a point to where it's too crazy, I'll probably just edit out the parts you've already seen, or I'll just fast forward the video so it looks really cool and runs in like 4 times speed or something. I don't know. Next checkpoint. That was quick. If you play on harder difficulties, the checkpoints, not only is there fewer of them, but they're also more spread out across the level. They're few and far between. But we're playing on normal, so they kind of just give them to you, which I'm fine with. That's just more for me to destroy and get more money. Now, little areas like this is, for some reason, my Achilles heel with these games. I tend to die most of all by falling. Enemies don't kill me very often, says the guy who was almost killed by the Black Knight in the first tutorial level. I'm gonna blame it on my first little bit of commentary and being new. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Oh, it's our friend Chester. In the village or out in the field, I have all the deals. You're not gonna believe what I just found in this chest. Do you want to see? A flare wand for 1,000 gold. Yes, sir, I will take it. So, that's what it does pretty much. You just shoot little fireballs, and that actually is super useful, especially against certain enemy types in the game. Oh, and if you're wondering how I flip the panels to go to these other areas, you just stand right here in the little silhouette of Shovel Knight and just don't move. It's pretty simple. You don't have to push anything or anything like that. I know right now there's a lot of hate in the gaming industry at large, and I really shouldn't say the gaming industry because it's not everyone. It's just, gosh, this is gonna sound terrible, but mostly gamers who tend to have a subset of gamers, I should say, have a big problem with indie games right now, especially on the console side of things, because I do participate in console gaming, PC gaming. I don't care. I just wherever the good games are, that's where I'm at. But they're like, oh, I'm so sick of all these indie games, they're lazy and yada yada. But you have to understand, I mean, these are made by just a couple of people, very limited budgets, very limited manpower, and also some of these games take a lot more risks and aren't something that a big name publisher is going to be willing to green light and take that financial risk on. This game, people say may say it's lazy and it is not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not all that unique because it is another retro platformer type game, but this game took over $1 million to create. I mean, to me that just speaks volumes that a 16-bit game like this still costs that much. And if you Yacht Club Games put up a nice article and kind of broke down all their expenses, and you'll see that the second half of the development of this game, they had already run out of money, so the developers were basically working for free and having their credit cards declined at the grocery store because they believed in their product. And of course it sold so well that they've made that money back and then some. They made a profit on it. I'm sure there'll be a sequel, and I'm happy about that. But to me, that's admirable, to have enough faith in your ability to create a unique, fun project that you can create, I guess, with the freedoms that you want without having to, for example, shove microtransactions in there, or use other shady practices, or what I would consider to be shady practices, in order to get a big name publisher to say, okay, hey, with all these things included, we're more likely to turn said profit, so yes, we'll pay for some of your development. These guys did it all on their own. Granted, like I said, I am pretty biased considering that this is something I want to do, and something I have done to some extent. I haven't released anything, but I mean, I've created projects for school, senior projects in Unreal 4, UDK, Unity, CryEngine, but obviously none of those things were commercial works, and that's just, that small taste I got was enough to make me want more. I have a lot of respect for people who work on things like this. But that's beside the point. Truth be told, I really hope this game comes to PS4. I mean, I already own it for 3DS and for PC, obviously, but I don't know. I told you earlier, I'm a big fan of trophies, and then I have this weird neurotic OCD thing where even though because I'm definitely the type of person that'll double or triple dip on the same title, but I do enjoy owning as many of my favorite games as I can all on one system. So when I go on a trip, for example, and I'm gonna take oh darn, I won't be able to get up on this other side because those enemies died. I should have bounced on them. If I have to go out of town or go on a trip or something like that, I like being able to take either my laptop with me or my PS4 with me, and then just have access to a bunch of different games. So it's not unlike me to buy the same game several times. And so if this game did come out, for example, on PlayStation 4, I would indeed buy it a third time. And I have no problem with that, supporting them. Now, see, this one was worth much more money. Oh, what's in here? Oh, secret. Almost missed that. I was too busy yakking. But anyway, I mean, give me feedback. I mean, if you guys don't... Whoa. I was actually really scared I was going to fall off and die there. If you guys don't really want me to be talking about stuff like that and focus more on commentary for the game, you know, just give me some feedback. I mean, I know that opinions will differ and not everyone will agree, but like most things, majority tends to rule. And within reason, I'll try my best to accommodate. I mean, after all, this is a hobby for me, and I'm doing it because Oh, the Truple says, wait, don't eat me, knight. I bear gifts from the Truple King. Oh, but you don't have a Truple Chalice. Return when you have one. Oh, I should have done that before this level. It's okay. Next level, next episode, I'll show you what he's talking about. What was I saying? Ah, yes. I'm doing this as a hobby because I enjoy it. It's a way for me to share my game experiences. Oh, I died. Share my gaming experiences with someone else, and hopefully entertain someone else while I'm at it. And I'm going to try to run past as many enemies as humanly possible this run back, because like I said, they're not worth money. So, unfortunately, it's not really worth my time. That's unfortunate that I died there. I should have been paying closer attention. That's my fault. Live and learn, as they say. But that does give me a chance to show off a mechanic. I don't know if you noticed, but when I died and fell in the pit, there was 3 money bags floating around that appeared. What those are is you have to basically fight your way back through the level to the place where you died, to that point, and recollect those bags. If you do... oops, wrong button. If you do, there's basically no penalty for death. This game doesn't have, you know, lives or something like that. There's nothing like that. I guess it's more of an organic difficulty, if you will, rather than say, oh, you lost all 5 of your lives, game over. It's just, hey, you died, you made a mistake, go back and fetch all your items. If you die again before you retrieve said items, the bags that were there the first time on the first death, or the first, here's a bad word to use, I suppose, but the first corpse, I'm thinking of Dark Souls here, but the first place you died, those 3 money bags disappear. Now they're gone permanently, so now you're hurting yourself in that way, and 3 new bags appear in the second place you died, and so on and so forth. So their way of penalizing you for dying is to take away your money, which in turn means, hey, you don't get to upgrade your equipment as quickly, and it is very possible to not be able to upgrade all of your equipment if you died, you know, extremely excessively. So it's one of those types of things where the game's not super difficult, but the more you mess up and the more you die, the more difficult it actually gets. And I know that seems kind of counterproductive. Normally you'd say, well, if someone's having a lot of trouble and they're dying a lot, wouldn't you want to give them a break? No. No, that's not how this works. Very much like Dark Souls. You die, have to go back and retrieve your currency. If not, so sorry. And it makes you work that much harder. It makes you feel like you have something on the line. Did I go over here? I did. You have something on the line, your currency, and obviously you don't want to lose it, if at all possible. So I think it adds an interesting dynamic to the game. Now, this guy, I think they consider him like a mini-boss. He does, like all the normal enemies, does not drop any money anymore, but he should still drop health. Yeah, there you go. And I believe that's guaranteed. I can't recall a single time that I've ever killed something like that for the second time and it didn't drop health. I've actually done this particular recording, gosh, I think 3 times now. The first time I did it, I had audio problems. The second time I had OBS crash on me midway and I didn't even realize it. So I finished up the first 2 levels, breathed a sigh of relief, said, okay, that was not a bad first Let's Play. I went back to go start trying to edit my video and found that halfway through, or actually was probably not even halfway through, there was no video because OBS crashed. Okay, we're getting very close to our place of death. And you know, I'm actually kind of worried that we're not going to be able to get our money because I think the bags are going to be floating underneath us. And that's one little bit of criticism I do have. Oh, never mind. That shut me up. No! Nope, I'm dead again. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, there's actually some money hidden behind each of these little drapes. Oh, another griffin. Well, that was a terrible, that was a pro shot right there. I'm actually beginning to second guess my decision to destroy all the checkpoints for the first episode and dying so embarrassingly on that pit. Truth be told, I think I die there at least every time I play this game. Something about that. King Knight, an interloper is in our midst. Be gone from our throne room, knave. I'm no more an intruder than you. You aren't even a real king. Oh, but you're mistaken. The enchantress saw me for my fabulously regal self, and now all bow before me. You're naught but a decadent dandy. God, it gets real when you call someone a decadent dandy. Prepare to taste justice. Shovel justice. Oh man, silence! Alright, King Knight, what do you got? Alright, so King Knight's not that difficult, to be honest with you. His big thing is, yeah, he has this dash attack that's very quick. The other thing is this right here. This confetti that comes down from the ceiling. It's not just for show. It is, in fact, projectiles. Oh! And it does damage you. It hurts you, so. Oh, ooh. It's like Street Fighter. KO. We win, folks. Well, that wasn't too bad at all. Alright, like I said before, don't forget to dig up your campfire for money. Alright, so as you notice, one lock disappeared. The next little bit, well, this next lock I should say, will disappear once we go and defeat Spectre Knight. So guys, I believe that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me some feedback. As I said, I'm quite new to this. Again, I'm CKG, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.